Hey there, it's Jared Hamilton with the Hamilton Group at Cherry Creek Mortgage. Welcome to another edition of Java with Jared. Once again, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastic. Well, once again, rates are not doing fantastic. They finished the week worse than where they ended last week. This has just been the trend since the beginning of the year. Rates have just continued to trend higher, and there's just not anything right now that is really preventing that from continuing. The stock market is the main culprit here, and it just continues to set higher and higher record levels, and that just puts pressure on mortgage-backed securities and interest rates. And until that reverses itself, there's really not a whole lot we can do. We really just can't buck this trend. And the stock market has just been amazingly resilient. You know, at the end of last week, there was all the threat over the government shutting down, which did happen. It was only for a day. You know, it opened back up on Monday. But typically something like that would cause some pause in the stock market and actually usually show a flight to quality, and we would see some improvement on mortgage-backed securities. And that just didn't happen. And even though the government opened back up, it's a very small window for the continuing resolution here. And so we're going to be right back in that same mix just within a short period of time, and the stock market just didn't quaff at that. They just kept on setting new record levels, and we're continuing to see mortgage-backed securities and interest rates suffer. And it's been kind of long suffering. We also are at some levels to where I think that there's going to be a reversal in the trend eventually. We just don't know when that's going to happen. We'll keep you informed and let you know what's going on. In terms of economic data, we did see some economic data from the housing market that you as real estate agents might be interested in. We did see existing home sales come in, and that was lower. It went down 3.6%, and actually that was worse than what the market expected. The market was expecting for there to be a decline because the previous month, November, showed the biggest increase in existing home sales in 11 years. The expectation, though, was for a decline in the mid-2s, and instead we came out in the mid-3s, again, which would typically be great for interest rates, but that didn't happen. We also did see new home sales come in, and that just measures the amount of new construction closings that are happening. That also did show a decline, and that decline was about 9.3%. Again, much bigger decline than what was expected, but not ultimately troubling because November's number was the best in 10 years. So even though it did show a decline, it was off the best number in a very, very long time. We also did see fourth quarter GDP come in, and that showed that GDP was at 2.6%, which that was also worse than expected, which typically would be good for interest rates, and that didn't happen. So it's showing that the GDP actually lost a little bit of momentum than the third quarter. So next week, we're going to see a ton of economic data again on the housing front. We're going to see the Case-Shiller Index come in. We'll also see pending home sales and also information about inflation. But right now, the trend is just not our friend. And until the stock market has some type of correction, we're not really going to see interest rates improve until something like that happens. And it's going to happen, I promise. We just don't know when. So right now we're advising clients that, you know, rates are still phenomenally great. Lock it if the closing time is shorter term. And if they don't have any risk tolerance whatsoever. If they have some risk tolerance and maybe they're closer to 45 days or something like that, then they can wait, because again, I think that we will see at least some improvement to where they are at the current levels. We're right now at levels that we haven't seen since about March of 2017, but they're still phenomenal in the low 4s. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Thanks for joining me with Java with Jared. Happy Friday. We'll keep you informed, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.